Good morning. Welcome to your gentle flow and your stretch class. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Laura Beth. And to get started off, I mentioned you might want a block or two. I only have one with me, but you might want two. Something to use like a strap. It could be a towel, a t-shirt, or your strap. And I'm going to have you take your block, and you could either sit in a supported heroes with your block in between your heels and your bottom sitting down on your block, with your knees kind of coming in towards one another. Or you could also sit in Sukhasana, which is your comfortable, easy cross-leg sit. You could also be on a block in that space as well. So if that would be more comfortable for your hips, this way your knees kind of hang down and you create more space in the front side of your body. So you find the way that feels the best to you. I am going to take a supported heroes. So my knees and my shins are on the ground. My block is in between my ankles. And I just sit my bottom down on my heels. And take a moment, stack your shoulders over your hips, draw your belly in and up so that you find your best posture. And then maybe you close down your eyes, right? Or you could gaze to the spot that's just in front of you and let your hands rest in your lap. And allow for your attention to settle in on your breath. So those of you who've been following me for some time, you might know that I'm like 4 weeks into an anti-racism in the wellness community training. It's a conference, it's very intense, and Dr. Frantonia Pollins is kind of heading that up with 7 other amazing ladies. And this last weekend, she had us do an exercise, and it was tough. Right? I'm going to invite you to just dabble in it in this moment, but I wanted to kind of reference where I got it from. Her name is Dr. Frantonia Pollins. It's not something I came up with by myself. Take a moment and just close your eyes before we move into this physical asana practice. This hour of honoring our body and what it physically is capable of. And I want you to honor every aspect of your body. This is your body worship. So all of the things that your body does for you day in, day out, both consciously and subconsciously. And I'm sure that that part is hard enough. Yeah? But as you are honoring your own body, the heart that beats inside your chest, the blood that courses through your veins and moves through and nourishes you and allows you to do all of the things that you do every day. I want you to vibrationally send out an energy to anyone else's body you personally have consciously or verbally dishonored as well. Or maybe even just given like that mental side eye or judgment. And while I can't speak for everyone, I know that I myself have done it, right? And so I'm inviting you to forgive yourself for the transgressions that you do to yourself. And in doing that, acknowledge and honor the things that we then project onto other people. This is also part of your yoga. And as you start diving deeper into these layers, the weight starts to feel heavier at the beginning, right? Because it's heavy to do this work. But eventually it's lighter, yeah? Eventually you walk this earth a little bit lighter. That's my hope for you. That's what I want your yoga to do for you, to break through all of the things you have built around yourself so that you can lead this authentic life that is truly representative of who you are, what you're about, what you want to be about. That's the good stuff. So from here, take a deep inhale, roll your shoulders up to your ears. And as you exhale, soften your shoulders down. Feel free to start your music if you're ready for that. Ooh, that's loud. And then as you inhale, take your shoulders up to your ears again. So you're like shrugging your shoulders. And then exhale, soften them down. Inhale. And exhale. And just sit with your breath for a moment. On your inhale, let your belly expand, your rib cage opens, your lungs go to full capacity. And as you exhale, it kind of settles back down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, last round just like this. And then you exhale. Now slide your hands towards your knees, and it doesn't matter how you're sitting, right? All seated positions are going to work just fine with this. On your inhale, roll your shoulders back, puff your chest forward, and spill your belly forward. It's like a seated cow pose. And then as you exhale, arch your upper back, navel to your spine, and tuck your chin. This is your seated cat. And then inhale, heart and belly forward, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin. And exhale, reverse that movement, navel to your spine, and tuck your chin. Inhale, roll your heart forward. Last one just like this. And then exhale, navel to spine, separate your shoulder blades and tuck your chin. On the inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Let your shoulders roll back and down as you exhale. And then inhale, reach your arms out and up. So as high as you can, let your floating ribs lift up and off of your hips. And then as you exhale, your right hand comes down to the side body and you lift your left arm up and over. Stretch through the left side of your body while keeping the side of your neck long. On your inhale, take both arms back to the sky. And as you exhale, left hand down to the ground and your right arm reaches up and over. Bow out through the right side of your body. Your inhale, come back to center, taking that 2 more times. Exhale, right hand down, left arm reaches. And then as you inhale, arms high, exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches. Last round, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, your right hand down, your left arm reaches up and over. Maybe your right fingertips walk a little bit farther away from your body, as long as your left hip stays rooted. And then you inhale, both arms up to the sky. And exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches. Maybe you walk your left fingertips a little bit more to the left. And you reach your right arm up and over. Now inhale, both arms to the sky. On the exhale, take your elbows back and down and lift your chest. Good. And then inhale, arms back up to the sky. On the exhale, bring your hands to the ground, lift your hips, and slide your block out from underneath you. Now you're going to step back into your box pose, and we're going to do something just a little bit different than how we normally do. So you're in your box pose. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and take your belly down and lift your chin, lift your tail. Let's take one traditional cat and cow. And on your exhale, navel to your spine, dome out your upper back and tuck your chin. Good. All right, now come back into your neutral spine. Your left hand stays down, but take your right hand kind of to your right ear, to the back of your head on the right side. Now your right elbow is pointing straight out to the right. On your inhale, lift your right elbow up to the sky. And And then as you exhale, twist and tap your right elbow kind of towards your left elbow. On the inhale, lift your right elbow up. You're opening your chest to the right. And then as you exhale, you close it back down and bring your right elbow in towards your left arm. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, tap your right elbow to the left. Now on your inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky all the way. Your fingertips reach up. And then as you exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right shoulder, your right ear, your right temple down to the ground. Now your left arm could reach forward. It can wrap around the small of your back in a half bind. Just make sure whatever you're doing, it feels like a natural progression. You could even close your eyes here and just breathe. Notice the sensation, everything that's happening in your upper back. But then also notice what's happening down into your ankles, your feet, your legs, right? Some of you will have natural space to kind of roll towards the back of your skull. I do not, so not today. So I'm going to stay right here. I want you to make sure that when you go deeper, it's because that's what your body truly needs and not what your mind and your ego think that you want. Right? That is such a hard lesson, and it shows up in everything we do, because how we do anything is how we do everything. Now gently release your left hand back in front of your face. On your inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And then as you exhale, drop your right hand down to the ground. Take one cat-cow to reset. Inhale the belly down, lift your chin, lift your tail. And then exhale, arch your upper back, navel to your spine, tuck your chin. And then inhale to your neutral spine, exhale, navel in and up. Inhale, take your left hand to your left ear, your fingertips to the back of your skull. Your left elbow is just pointing straight out. On your next breath in, lift your left elbow up, open your chest to the left, and then exhale, tap your left elbow to the right. Inhale to open and to lift. Exhale to tap. Warming up the body. Inhale and exhale. Now this time as you inhale, lift your left elbow, reach your left arm up to the sky. And then on the exhale, thread the needle of your left arm underneath the right. Come down to your left ear, your left temple. And then your right arm can reach forward or wrap around the small of your back in a half bind. Now when that happens, allow for your right shoulder to continue to create space in the right side of your neck so that you're not drawing it all the way up towards your ear. And just breathe here. Now again, some of you will have the space to gently roll towards the back of your skull, yeah? And if that feels good to you, you can allow it to naturally happen, but you don't have to force it, right? And when that happens, your chin kind of moves towards your right clavicle. Your chin will move up towards your right shoulder. And just breathe here. Relax your eyebrows, your jaw. Continue to pull your navel in and up so you support your low back as you breathe deeply and evenly. We remind ourselves that ideally the breath stays steady the whole time. When the breath becomes unsteady, that's our indication that we are doing something inappropriate for our bodies in that moment, whether it be your physical body, your subtle bodies, whatever it is. Completely exhale. Gently release your right hand back down to the ground. And then you inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. Oh. And then you exhale, bring your left hand down to the earth. On your inhale for cow pose, let a soft belly drop down, lift your chin, lift your tail. And then on the exhale, cat pose, dome out your upper back, navel towards your spine. Now on your inhale, find a neutral spine and curl up your toes. As you exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So that first inverted letter V of our practice. We won't pass through here a lot of times today or anything like that. But on this first round, I want you to inhale, roll to the balls of your feet. Now, if this is too much, just stay in down dog or in your box pose. On the exhale, swivel your heels to the right. Your knees will go to the left. Bend your knees and sit your hips down. Good. On your inhale, you lift and come back through center. Exhale, heels to the left, knees to the right. Bend and sit yourself back and down. One more each side. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, heels right, knees left. Sit it back and down. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, heels left, knees right. Inhale, right back through center. Exhale, let your heels get heavy. And the inhale, roll to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. You want them to stay about hip-width distance apart. Inhale to a halfway lift. Your fingertips come to your shins. Tabletop your back. And then exhale, chest to your thighs. The crown of your head drapes down. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Lift your chest so your heart comes to your sternum. On the inhale, reach your arms out and up. On the exhale, hinge at your hips and forward fold. So these are half sun salutations. Your hands could come down to blocks here, right, if you need that. Inhale to your halfway lift. Fingertips to the shins, broad collarbones, tabletop your back. And then exhale, bend your knees, drape your chest down. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, chest to your thighs. Inhale, come all the way to standing. That's your last one. Exhale, hands to heart center. Squeeze at the base of your pubic bone. Lift your chest. Engage your legs. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale to forward fold. Heel to your feet together if that's comfortable for your low back. Otherwise, you can leave them separated. Inhale, bend your knees, sit your hips low, reach your arms high. So this is a chair pose. We're only using this to warm up the legs before we move into a deep stretch series, right? So I want your legs to feel nice and supple when we get to that part. So this might feel intense for a moment, but you're going to be okay, right? If you break a sweat, you're okay. If you get uncomfortable, you're okay, right? So be here, bend your knees, float your toes, roll your shoulders back and down. And if your feet are together, zip your ankles together, your inner thighs together, your knees together. Now as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. On the exhale, float your arms back, palms face down, pinkies in towards one another. On the inhale, just reach your arms forward, shoulder height, palms facing one another. Exhale, float your arms back. The knees stay bent the whole time. Inhale, reach your arms forward. Move into your shoulders. Exhale, float your arms back. Last 4. Inhale. Exhale. Last 3. Last 2. On the last one, you're going to hold it. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, arms back and hold. Now I know your legs are talking to you. If you absolutely need the break, you take it and you straighten your knees, right? This is only as challenging as you allow it to be. But I know that mentally you are stronger than you think you are. Breathe. If you're holding your breath, I want you to exhale and then inhale. Sit down with your exhale a little bit deeper. And now inhale, straighten your legs and reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, elbows back and down, lift your chest. On the inhale, reach your arms high. And then as you exhale, fold yourself down. Crown of your head to the ground, chest towards your thighs. On the inhale, take a halfway lift. On the exhale, bring your hands down. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. And let your left knee soften all the way to the earth. So your right knee is bent. Now this is a place where you could have a block on either side of your right foot. For some of you, I outright encourage that, right? You want to feel steady and stable here. So if you'll pull the inner thighs towards one another, it helps with your balance and your stability. Your right knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Your left hip, your thigh, and your knee, that's a diagonal. Now firm up the pit of your belly so you support your low back. You could stay here with your hands on the ground or on your blocks. You also have the option to lift your chest a little bit higher and place your hands on your right thigh. Roll your shoulders back and down. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Breathe. Relax your jaw. Allow for this opening and heating of the front side of your left leg. Take one more inhale. And then let your hands come down and frame your front foot as you shift your hips back and straighten your right leg on the exhale. Now flex your right toes back towards your shin. And specifically your second and your third toe are going to point up towards the sky rather than out to the right or into the left. If you're using your blocks, they're going to come to the inside and outside. They're going to frame your left knee, your right knee. Now here, on your inhale, lift your chest and kind of pull your heart forward. On the exhale, spin your navel towards your right thigh bone. Now you could take your left hand and rub the back side of your right leg. Kind of massage into all of that musculature here. But if you feel this anywhere around your gluteal fold, which is where your glute and your hamstring connect, or in your right knee, you're going to take a bend to your right knee. You don't want to feel it in those two places. We're looking to feel it right there in the center of your hamstring. Now the more the navel slides to the right thigh, the more your right hip will shift back and your left hip will move slightly forward. And then some of you will extend your tailbone towards the back of your mat to intensify the sensation that you're feeling. Now everybody's favorite. On the inhale, lift your chest, elongate your spine. As you exhale, take your right big toe. You're going to internally rotate your right thigh bone. Take your right big toe to the ground and try to flatten your right foot to where the outer edge goes parallel towards the top of your mat. If it doesn't get anywhere close, it doesn't matter. I'm only using that land marker as directionality, right? So that you know kind of the direction your foot is supposed to be moving. So your toes are kind of turning towards the left side of your mat. Your foot is going as flat as it can without pain, pushing, or pulling. And the outer edge of your right foot is looking for the parallel line to the top of your mat, stretching your right ankle. Probably your IT band as well. On the inhale, rotate your right toes back to the sky. On the exhale, bring your right heel and drop it in front of your left knee. Your right leg is still straight unless you need to take a soft bend if there's pain or tension, right? Now from here, your toes are flexing back towards the shin. Take an inhale. As you exhale, rotate your right pinky toe down to the ground. So now you're flexing the sole of your right foot towards the top of your mat. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, belly in and up. You can bend your right knee if you need to. So those of you who do anything else, like running, biking, walking, this is probably humbling, okay? So it's okay if you feel quite uncomfortable. But I want you to stop gritting your teeth and relax your eyebrows and start to breathe. On the inhale, rotate your toes back up to the sky. And then slide your right foot back over in front of your right hip. Now on your inhale, walk yourself forward. Bend into your right knee. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches to the sky as you exhale. Get a twist here. But glance down and make sure that your right knee, your shin, your ankle are still in the same line. And then ideally your gaze, your drishti follows your right hand. Stay right here for a moment. Yeah, stack your shoulders. Some of you might come up onto the ball of your back foot and lift your back knee if you need a little bit extra. Good. Take an inhale, legs stay the same. As you exhale, your right forearm can wrap around the small of your back. And your right fingertips look for your left hip crease. It's extra, you don't have to go here. If you did, make sure that you rotate your right shoulder, your right clavicle open and keep your gaze high. Now you have the choice. You could come back down to your left knee if you lifted it, so that you could bend your left knee and take your left heel towards your left glute. The right hand could just reach back and catch your left ankle. Make sure that it's appropriate and a natural progression, that you're not having to grunt or grimace or anything like that your way through. Good, y'all. Soft release of your left foot down to the ground. Let your right hand come back over. Frame your front foot. Now curl up your back toes, lift your back knee, and step your right foot to the back of your mat. So you're in a high plank, but it's just a transition. Inhale, bring your knees down to the ground. And then as you exhale, come all the way down into your belly and take your forehead down to the ground. Relax your shoulders back and down. Good. And then from here, walk your hands out to your floor. And you're going to come on to what I call crow fingers. Some people call them like cupcake hands. I call them crow fingers. You want your toenails to stay down and you're pointing your elbows up. Now as you inhale, lift your chest. So it's like a wide arm cobra pose. And then as you exhale, melt yourself down. Inhale, peel your chest off of the ground, gaze just to the top of your mat, and then exhale, melt it back down. Inhale, shoulders back, chest high. Exhale, come right back down. Now this time let your left forearm come down to the mat. It's kind of at a diagonal. You could rest your forehead there, or you could bring your forehead down on the ground, whatever feels better. Bend your right knee. Now you could loop a strap around your right foot if you need that. Otherwise, your right hand finds your right ankle. And leave your forehead down on the earth. So there's no creasing to the back of your neck. And then rotate your shoulder so your upper arm bone on the right side, internally rotate it so your shoulder rolls down and creates space in the right side of your neck. If your right knee is moving out a lot, try to pull it back in. I like to flex my right foot. Take your time. So if you need to grab a strap and loop it around your right foot, do that. Let your pelvis feel heavy on the ground while at the same time you're lifting up through your pelvic floor by squeezing at the base of your pubic bone. If you feel this pulling on the top of your kneecap, I want you to release your hand from your foot and just bend your knee and flex your foot. Take one more inhale. Let your right foot come down as you exhale. Bring your right arm up to meet the left. You can either cross your hands and rest your forehead on your hands, or you can take your right ear down to the ground. Gaze to the left. I want you to breathe and rest here. As you inhale, feel your belly press down into the mat. And as you exhale, feel your belly pull up and away. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring your forehead back down to the ground, your hands outside of your chest. Roll your shoulders back and lift your chest. On the exhale, pass through a box pose to child's pose, hips to your heels. Arms reach forward. You roll your forehead side to side if you like that. And you inhale, press up into your box pose. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, chest to your thighs. Inhale to halfway lift again. This time on your exhale, hands to the ground. Step your right foot to the back of your mat and soften your right knee down. Bend into your left knee. Create your 90-degree bend in the left side and your diagonal on the right side. So your hands could be on blocks on either side of your left foot. Your hands could be on the ground. We're going to start here. Zip the low belly in and up. If you notice that your left knee is jutting really far out in front of your ankle or your toes, slide your left toes more towards the top of your mat until you find that 90-degree bend. If you notice that you're really far back, you've got to slide your foot back until you can find that same bend. If you're ready, you can bring your hands to your left thigh. Relax your shoulders back and down. Breathe. Take one more inhale. Bring your hands down to the ground and shift your hips back for half split as you exhale. Now let your left toes flex back towards your shin. Your hands can be down on the ground. They can be on blocks or whatever other sturdy prop that you have that is roughly the same size. Check your second and your third toe. Where are they pointing? Navel to your left thigh bone, so your left hip pulls back, your right hip forward. Breathe in and know that you're breathing in. Breathe out and know that you're breathing out. This right here is also your body worship. The strong and capable body doing all of these things for you right here, right now, in this moment. It's a good thing. Maybe your right hand kind of rubs your left hamstring for a moment or two, right? You'll inhale to lift your chest halfway, broaden your collarbones. On the exhale, take your left big toe, rotate it inward, and then try to flatten your left foot so that the outer edge is parallel to the top of your mat. There's a lot of sticky stuff in there, and the ankles and all that kind of stuff, but I don't want you to go too far. Just far enough, just enough. Like my left leg is shaking right now. Good, y'all. Inhale, take your left toes back up to the sky. On the exhale, take your left foot over in front of your right knee, but restack your right hip, thigh, and your knee in one straight line. Take an inhale, and rotate your left pinky toe down to the ground as you exhale. So now the sole of your left foot is flexing towards the top of your mat. Stay with your deep, steady, even breath. Inhale, rotate your toes back to the sky. Slide your left leg back over in front of your left hip. Walk yourself forward. Rebend your left knee. Now your right hand stays down, but your left arm reaches up to the sky as you exhale. Think of stacking your shoulders. Open your chest. Your left knee stays on top of your shin and your ankle, and your gaze follows your left hand. Deep breath in and out. You can stay right here. This is perfect. Your right hand could be on a block. If you want just a little bit more, you exhale, take your left forearm around the small of your back and let your fingertips look for your right hip crease as you open your chest a little bit more. You're deepening that thoracic opening, right? So that upper middle back. Not the low back, not the hips at this point. Your middle and your upper back. You could always curl up your back toes, lift your back knee, right? Do you need more? Honor where you're at. And if you came up off of your back onto your, if you came up off of your back knee, but you want the quad stretch, you're going to bring your right knee back down, and maybe you bend your right knee and bring your heel towards your glute and reach your left hand back. It's so extra, y'all. It does not have to happen. If you're going any deeper, make sure that your left knee stays where it's supposed to and that your right elbow is not locked out. Easy to do. Good, y'all. It's a soft release of your right foot down as your left hand comes back over. So you're framing your front foot with your hands. Curl up your back toes. Lift your back knee. And then step your left foot back to meet the right. You're in your high plank. Inhale your knees to the ground. Exhale, toenails and chest to the ground. Forehead to the ground. Slide your hands out away from your chest so that they're not on your mat. And then point your elbows up. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Exhale, melt yourself down. Inhale, lift yourself up. And exhale, take it down. Last one, inhale. And exhale. This time your right forearm creates a diagonal line kind of at the top of your mat, forehead down. You could tick-tock your hand all the way in to rest your forehead down onto your hand. Relax your shoulders. Bend your left knee. Try to keep your knee straight line from your hip so it doesn't come out to the left. And either reach your left hand back to your ankle or loop your strap around. It's up to you. Now internally rotate your upper arm bone on your left arm and let your left shoulder rotate down. I'm going to flex my left foot. It feels better on my knee. And breathe. One more inhale. Soft release as you exhale. It lands lightly. Your left hand comes up and meets the right. You can either take your left ear, your left temple, whatever, down to the ground, or keep your forehead down. If it feels good to bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet from side to side, it's another option. And then let your feet come down. Slide your hands back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, press through a quick transitional child's pose. That's all it is. And then you inhale up into your box pose. From here, on the exhale, start to move in towards either swaying the hips, full-on undulations of your body, of your spine, hip circles, so that Sahasrara kind of movement. Looking for this fluidity in your body, feeling and hearing the feedback you're getting, and then behaving in a responsive manner, right? Doing what the body is telling you it needs, rather than the mind what it wants. If you go into circles or any other kind of movement, make sure you go in the opposite direction. All right, come back into your neutral spine, your box pose. So bring your knees together and curl up your toes. And then sit your hips on your heels. So you're in a toe stand, essentially, but your knees are down. This is going to stretch out your feet, and we're going to be here for a little while. So I'm going to tell you, take care of yourself. If it gets to be too much on the toes, I can't see y'all, so you can always just come down onto your heels and take the tops of your feet down. At some point, that's probably going to be uncomfortable too, you know, so play around with it. Allow for this stretching out of your feet, and grab whatever you're using as a strap. So I'll turn towards y'all. So take your strap or your t-shirt or whatever it is that you've got, and then you'll have to play around with how far away you have your hands. You're going to take your arms up like a V, grabbing onto your strap, yeah? Pull your belly in, roll your shoulders back, take an inhale, you're kind of reaching, and then as you exhale, this is called shoulder flossing, you're going to take your arms back. Now some of you will have the shoulder mobility to go all the way back. Let me show you on the side as well. And then you'll lift back up, stepping on my strap. And come forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale to open. Now don't force it if that is, if your shoulders are really tight, don't force that. Right? Some of you might just be coming here. Just take a few moments. Some of you, as you move, you might notice you can bring your hands a little bit closer together. Again, it's not worth forcing it, so take your time. You're going to get into the sticky part of the shoulders. Breathe. Take maybe 3 more. Your chin is neutral. Last 2. If you've been working on the computer at home a lot lately, you might be feeling this one. And then take your last one. Now bring your hands down for a moment, lift your hips and roll out your ankles. Go in both directions. And then this time take the tops of your feet down and then sit your hips down onto your heels. Roll your shoulders back. Now as you inhale, take your right arm out and then lift your right arm up. Drop your hand in between your shoulder blades. Keep your chin neutral. Left hand finds your right elbow and stretch out your right tricep. Breathe here. Slowly release. And now cross your right arm in front of you and take your left forearm to your right forearm. Your left palm is facing forward, your right palm is facing towards you. Now soften your right shoulder down. Stretch, breathe. Slowly release. Take your right arm out to the side body with your palm facing forward and your thumb pointing up. Now internally rotate your right upper arm bone and point your thumb down and your palm back. Slide your right forearm around the small of your back. Now if your hands can make a fist at your left side waist, your left hip, do so. If they can't, it's fine. Just take your right arm where you can and let your left arm stay down. Relax your shoulders back and down. The crown of your head lifts up. Take an inhale. Maybe you take your left ear to your left shoulder as you exhale and stretch out the right side of your neck. I want you to breathe into this. Don't push or pull. If you notice that your right shoulder started inching back up because it's uncomfortable, can you soften it back down? And what are you doing right now, this moment, because you can? Not because you have to, because you can. Tabitha Brown reminds me that every day. If you're not following her, you should be. She is amazing. She said, what movement did you do today? Because you can. And she also says, now you go have a wonderful day. And if you can't, don't you dare go messing up anybody else's. So you inhale, bring your crown back to the sky. Softly release. Let your fist work its way down towards your sacrum. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your chest. Lift your chin. And release it. Shake it out. Left arm comes out and up. Drop your left hand in between your shoulder blades. Let your right hand find your left elbow. And stretch your tricep. The back of your skull has probably pressed into the soft side of your left underarm. To breathe. Gently release your left arm, cross it across your chest. Your right forearm presses in towards the left forearm. Right palm facing forward, left palm facing towards you. Breathe, let your left shoulder soften down. One more inhale. And release. Reach your left arm out to the side. And then point your left thumb down. Take an inhale. Slide your left forearm around the small of your back. And maybe your right hand finds the left and you make a fist. Shoulders soften down. Your fist is right there above your right hip. Crown of your head is lifting with your inhale. Oh, right ear to your right shoulder as you exhale, breathe. On your inhale, lift the crown of your head and slide your fist down towards your sacrum. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. On the exhale, slowly release. Roll your shoulders around a little bit. Turn your head side to side. All right, Sean. From your box pose, just take your feet out to the right. Set your hips down. Now extend your legs out in front of you. On your inhale, reach your arms out and up. And on the exhale, take your chest to your thighs, your hands to your feet. You can bend your knees as much as you want. Drape your chest down and breathe. Now slowly bring your shoulders back over your hips. And then you might just scoot yourself kind of your bottom towards your feet so that you can roll down onto your mat. And once you get there, bring your feet underneath your knees. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Allow for your right knee, your right thigh to splay open away from your chest. You can stay right here in your figure four, or as you exhale, find a reclined pigeon and bring your left thigh in towards your chest. There's a light flex to both feet. Relax your brows, relax your jaw. Nuzzle your right forearm into your right inner thigh. Take one more inhale. Drop your left foot down to the ground as you exhale. Open your arms out to a T, palms down, inhale. Drop your knees to the left and turn your face to the right as you exhale for a figure four twist. And then as you inhale, bring your knees back through center. And then drop your right foot down as you exhale. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. Left palm to your left inner thigh and gently press your knee and your thigh open. Low back is still flat. Pull your belly in and up. Take an inhale. And then hug your knee, your right thigh in towards your chest if you choose as you exhale. Baby flex to both feet to support your knee joints. Relax your shoulders, relax your chest. Let your collarbones lift and open. Let your heart be light, right? One more inhale. And then soften your right foot down to the ground as you exhale. Open your arms out to a T, palms face down. That's your inhale. And then let your knees fall to the right and your gaze to the left for your twist as you exhale. You inhale, come back through center. And let your left foot come down to the ground as you exhale. Now, grab your block. If you don't have one, it's okay. You're just going to bridge your spine for 3 breaths. It's all good. If you have a block, press your feet down, lift your hips, and slide your block underneath your sacrum, your low back area. But find that spot where it's supported, but it's not moving too high up into your low back, right? And just take a supported bridge pose. Now you could move around the height of your block, find a place that suits you best. You could also walk your feet forward. Yeah, but just know what suits you. Maybe you try it out and then you're like, I don't like that. It's all good. That's why we try stuff on, to know if we like it or not. If you don't have a block underneath you, at this point you're going to bring your hips back down to the ground. If you do have a block and it's not on its lowest setting, I recommend putting it back down to the lowest setting. And then one leg at a time, either waterfall or supported waterfall. You choose what you need, what you want. Breathe. Take your time and bring one foot down to the ground at a time. If you have a block underneath you, feet down, lift your hips and slide your block out from under you so that we all meet with the low back down on the ground. Take an inhale. Hug your knees in towards your chest as you exhale and bring your forehead up to your knees. Take a deep breath in. And then open up to your Shavasana as you breathe out. Extend your legs forward. Let them hang comfortably open. Your arms down by the side, body palms facing up, ready to receive. While your fingertips kind of curl lightly in towards the palm. Take a deep breath in. Whatever weight you're carrying, let it go as you breathe out. And rest. What you need is to be here longer. I urge you to rest as long as your body needs, wants, craves to rest. If you are ready, start to deepen your breath. To wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your inhale, reach your arms out and up into your full body stretch. On your exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your shins. And then you'll roll over to the right or rock up to your comfortable seated position, just right there where you are. And as you conclude your physical asana practice, coming back to Dr. Frantonia Paulin's invitation, offering, to honor every aspect of your body. This is your body worship. And to, as you are honoring your own body, vibrationally send out thoughts and energy to anyone's body that you have personally, consciously or verbally dishonored. Free yourself from the weight of all of that, right? Free yourself from the weight of judgment on yourself, on the people around you. It lives better. I don't have a better way to explain it. It just lives better. It feels better. Just take a deep breath in and out. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.